Rebellious, even though I grew up in the church and came from a nice, loving family. A good word to describe myself back then would be an outcast of society. I was constantly getting into trouble, whether at school or with the police. I was shipped off to a junior boarding school over 1,500 miles away from home in Connecticut at a very early age because the school system did not want to put up with me. I remember taking a class field trip to the city jail in the 6th grade, and one of the teachers said to me, "Take a good look around because one day you are going to end up here." I was suspended from high school for going to school drunk and was then sent to alternative school and then to a rehab facility. Then, after being locked up in the Jefferson County Youth Detention Center for a short time, I was sent to Georgia, where I was locked up for 2 years during high school. Around that same time, I was sent to Ridge Creek, one of the hardest military wilderness programs in the country, 3 times in a period of 2 years. I was also sent to the behavioral health system of Atlanta. A couple of years later, I started running with the wrong crowd and was constantly getting into trouble with the law. In and out of jail, the court finally sent me to a halfway house for 1 year. Afterwards, I found myself homeless and living on the west side of Birmingham. If you can imagine it, I have done it. However, several years later, I finally started getting my act together. God blessed me with the opportunity to go back to school at the University of Montevallo. On academic suspension, the university gave me one more chance to get it right. By the grace of God, He intervened and was truly working in my life. For the first time in my life, I made the president's list with all A's. It was at that moment that I first realized I had what it took, and that with God, anything truly is possible. However, I still could not believe the changes that God was making in my life. It was truly overwhelming. I went on to make the president's list 3 times. In my last 72 hours at the University of Montevallo, I made 19 A's and 5 B's. After graduating from the University of Montevallo, I decided to go to law school. I recently graduated from law school with a 3.2 GPA and sat for the bar exam in July, and I am now awaiting my results. In 2013, I married a beautiful woman who came with a bonus, a 7-year-old boy named Jacob. We recently had a baby boy named Shep, who is about to turn 2. I attend church regularly at the Harvest Place Christian Church. Since I have given my life to Christ, I can honestly say that my worst day with Him in my life is unimaginably better than my best day without Him ever was. He has blessed me with a beautiful wife, 2 sons, a car that is fully paid for, great jobs that allowed me to study while I was in law school, a law school and undergraduate education, a wonderful family, good friends, and much, much more. More importantly, God has delivered me from all kinds of bad habits that I would never have been delivered from had it not been for God. I have been sober for 2.5 years. Most importantly, God has blessed me with His gracious mercy and life. You may feel as if though God is not with you, that He does not care about you. You may even feel cut off from His presence and that He is no longer there. You are not alone. I have felt like that many times in my life. However, the truth is that He loves you and I more than we will ever know. He is right there with you. He's just waiting for you to make the first move. He wants us to come to Him. After all, in Jeremiah 29:13, the Bible says, "You shall seek me and find me, when you shall search for me with all your heart." The reality is that God wants everyone to walk in His presence. However, the only way to truly and consistently stay in His presence is through reading the Word and staying prayed up. If you do not know Him, I strongly urge you to get to know Him. After all, He has done so many great things in my life, and I'm forever, ever grateful to God. Thank you. Lastly, remember these words. If He did it for me, He can do it for you.